Assalamu alaikum. For one thing, be clear that the instructions that the Almighty gives us are of two categories. One is to stay away from the big crimes, the big sins, and the other is meant to enable us to stay away from them, to not traverse the path which leads to those sins and evils. The second category of instructions are called Saddal Lizariya. The etiquette of interaction between the two genders belongs to this second category, and therefore there is bound to be some confusion, some difference of opinion in it. Some people would like to take it too far, and others would want to make it too liberal. The reality lies somewhere in the middle. And it's not me saying it. The Almighty Himself, after having given these instructions in verses 30 and 31 of Surah An-Nur, goes on to mention from verses 58 to 61 the clarifications which essentially mean that although God would want us to be careful, He would not want us to uh, stop socializing. So the bottom line is that we should be careful, but while being careful, we should not stop interacting. The flow of life cannot be stalled. We have to move on. We have to do things uh, the way they naturally happen. But we ought to know that while interacting with the opposite gender, there is a serious danger, threat of the evil to become pronounced and uncontrollable. So, uh, if you are confused, there is a good reason for you to be confused. And I think this state is not bad. Be careful, but do not allow yourself to become too extreme in that you don't interact. Um, how much do you talk? Uh, do you crack jokes? I can only tell you that you cannot be quite as informal as you would be with somebody belonging to your own gender. That is quite natural and obvious. Sometimes, even if you will crack jokes, you will later realize that probably you shouldn't have done it. I'm not saying that you're not allowed to have exchange jokes, but what you can exchange with men is not all that you can exchange with women. Generally speaking, it's a good idea to be careful, but then it's also an important good idea uh, to not be too extreme in being careful. You want to go out, obviously, you cannot go out alone with one lady who is not your mahram. But if you go out for a picnic as a group, you'll make sure that, uh, again, you don't come so close in communicating with each other that the ultimate danger becomes pronounced. I'm quite aware of the fact that what I'm saying is still vague, but I have a feeling that the Almighty, at least to that extent, wants it to remain vague so that people should be careful as well as should carry on with their flow of life.